Y'all doing? How y'all doing? People asking the question, was Deion Sanders moved from Jackson, the HBCU, to Colorado, white institution, was that a sellout move? Yes, it's a sellout move and is a prime example of how integration has harmed the black community. How integration has been used to rob the black community of its talents and leaving everybody else behind. It is an example of why you only have a certain people who have a lack of talents or skill sets are still left in the inner city, because when you have a skill set that white people feel useful to them, then they take that talent and they use it to benefit them. I don't understand why black people continuously think that white people grass is greener than black people's. Let's be clear, we done owned leads before, but we don't let them perish and fall out because of the difficulties of building and creating, using advertisement dollars and things of that nature. But that doesn't mean it cannot be done. Be clear. The NFL has no black owners, but 71% of the talent in the NFL is black. You create the content for the NFL. The NBA is exactly the same. Be clear. America's biggest import-export is hip-hop. I don't understand why we refuse to stick with our own and build our own institutions. It does not happen overnight, but there's nothing preventing Jackson from filming and broadcasting through the internet, through their own webpage, their own shows, their own games, and advertising and getting advertising off those games. If players, he had a player that they said received over $1 million for his likeness. So you can't tell me that that sport, that Jackson cannot draw a talent, entertainment. Nobody will watch that show if you was airing it online. We always think that going and dealing with white people, their grass is greener. Us failing to build our own institutions is why we are subject to the racism and discrimination of other people. Yes, it was a sellout move because he used the plight of blackness to draw attention to him and his job. Then he took that attention that was drawn on by black people, and what they wanted to do is dim the light that was headed towards black colleges by pulling him over to them. And for a little bit of money, because he's still being a coach. So for more money, you decided that you prefer to generate more interest for these white folks. Yes, Deion Sanders is a sellout. Be clear about that. Black people need to wake up and understand that equality will never exist unless you build your own. You don't have rights that you are not strong enough to enforce. This is something that black people have to learn. So, well, while speaking out here, selling products to my community. So, just something I had to get off my chest. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Now, I was having a conversation on my post about Deion Sanders' move to Denver, Colorado was a sellout move. You have to understand that a lot of people have came back and justified Deion Sanders' transfer to Colorado, saying that Deion Sanders only received $300,000 in pay. at Colorado, right? At Jackson versus what he would receive at that historically white institution. True, a historically white institution would pay him more money, right? But he won't have equity. He still would be at the mercy of white supremacy. The point of black people building their own institutions is to prevent us from hundreds of years later, after us being in America, still facing discrimination. See, people can't discriminate and deny you of things when you have your own options. The reason why they can discriminate and pay black coaches less on the professional level and on the college level with the white institutions, because that's their institutions. And they're going to favor themselves and favor their own. Because you don't want to do the groundwork, Deion Sanders, of building the black institutions up to the level of those institutions. So you have to run to your gave up his idea in exchange for money. Therefore, Deion Sanders and other black celebrities need to understand the difference between money and equity. The reason why the My Pillow guy has not been canceled, business has not been harmed for the outrageous things he has said compared to Kanye West, is Kanye West did not have any real equity. He gave up his idea in exchange for money. Therefore, he was allowed to be punished. This is what Deion Sanders have to understand. The purpose of them recruiting Deion Sanders when they wouldn't recruit him before he went to a SBCU, a HBCU, right? They wouldn't recruit him, right? So he went to a historical black college, right? Gained the attention, got us focused on historical black colleges. And what do white people want to do? They want to take the attention away from the HBCUs, right? And take it back to their colleges. So what are you going to do now, Deion? You say you did these great things for the historical black college. You brought all this attention to the black colleges when nobody was paying attention to them. So now what are you going to do? You're going to take that attention that you drawn from the black colleges, right? You're going to take that same attention and you're going to take it to the white colleges? The attention that you had drawn to the black colleges by you being a professional on your level, coming to HBCUs, coaching them, you're going to take that attention and you're going to take the prime time, the showtime, Deion Sanders, money and attention to them? That makes you a sellout. This is what they have always done. Use our talents for their benefit. This makes you a sellout, man. Because you did it for money, because they pay you more, they give you more exposure. It's all for you. What makes you a sellout also, Deion Sanders, is the fact that you convinced other Division I black students not to go to college. Good morning, how you doing? You convinced other black colleges, students, not to go to Division I's. You told them to go to the black college because you said you won't get the love like you would get here. This is what you came to them with this altruistic vision about doing something for your community and for your people and the love you receive for your people. And you recruited these top recruits to HBCUs and then you leave to benefit yourself. Or you're going to take some of those top recruits to the white colleges now. Either way, it is a negative for the black colleges. Either way, it is to benefit you over the collective of your people. This is what makes Deion Sanders' transfer from Jackson to Colorado a sellout move. And people who don't own businesses, who are employees of white people and who have found them a nice white beneficiary, don't understand that coming from that of an entrepreneur. They don't understand the difference between equity and money. They don't understand the difference between money and cash flow. People who are not entrepreneurs a lot of times do not understand these things, so it's difficult for us to explain the power in ownership. It's difficult for us to explain the power in control.